What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Welcome here today to a reaction to Bleacher Report's article grading every NBA team's offseason so far. This was written by Grant Hughes on July 8th. So whenever you're seeing this, if DeAndre Ayton or Kevin Durant or Donovan Mitchell switch teams, just don't hate this too much because it is clearly outdated. But yeah, like always, I'll leave a link to the article in the description below, and if you guys do enjoy these, feel free to drop a thumbs up. So we got 30 teams to get into. Let's see. The Atlanta Hawks, notable thing they did this offseason was trade for DeJounte Murray. I think an underrated draft pick they had was AJ Griffin, and they gave this a B. The key additions were Murray, Holiday, both. Oh, I didn't even realize they got Aaron Holiday. Hey, they got the brothers on the team. Mo Harkless and AJ Griffin. And then they lost Gallo in the Murray trade, DeLon Wright, which I think actually is a pretty notable L. Kevin Huerter, Kevin Knox, Gorgie Zhang, and Jock Landale, who went to the Suns. I think a B is fair. I wasn't the biggest fan of them. I mean, no, I liked the Murray trade for them. I did. I liked the Murray trade for them more than I liked the Gobert trade for the Timberwolves. So, we're going to put that at a B. All right, let's see what's better or worse. So, Celtics, I mean, getting Brogdon, I think, was an elite trade this offseason for them. So I think that trumps like a inactive free agency and not really, and just drafting J.D. Davison. So they gave it an A. I'm with that. And they got Gallo, yeah. Oh, I should have mentioned Gallo in my... Okay, so I just recorded grading every team's free agency, and I forgot to mention Gallo for the Celtics. I guess since that's waivers, it's not free agency. But yeah, Brooklyn Nets here, they get a B-. I mean, this will drastically change if one of these players gets moved, and depending what the return is. But a B-, okay. I really didn't get the Royce O'Neal trade. Giving up more first-round picks when you don't have any, I feel like was not smart. Charlotte, they would get my lowest grade right now because they traded what? The 13th overall pick for 4 seconds in a protected Nuggets pick, I think it was, next year. The Miles Bridges thing, but that's not entirely their fault. They missed out on their top head coaching candidate in Kenny Atkinson. They took Mark Williams at 15. They brought back Cody Martin or Caleb Martin, one of the Martins. And that was really it. I think it was a pretty dull offseason for the Hornets. Yeah, D+. They brought in Steve Clifford as their head coach, but Cody Martin is the one back in Charlotte, and they picked up the option on Kelly Oubre, fully guaranteed his deal. Chicago gets a B. They brought in Andre Drummond, Dalen Terry. They also brought in Goran Dragic as well. They brought back Zach LaVine. Now, I don't know. I was talking about this in my free agency grade video. Drummond, they need a rim protector. Drummond really isn't a rim protector. And did they need Goran Dragic with Kobe White, Alex Caruso, and Lonzo Ball on roster? Not really. So maybe Kobe White gets dealt in the coming weeks. We will see. Next up, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers, who brought back Ricky Rubio. They drafted Ochai Agbaji. I didn't even realize they brought in Isaiah Mobley as Evan Mobley's brother. Is that tampering? B+, I'm cool with that. They re-signed Darius Garland. Mavericks, they'd probably get, I mean, they brought in Jaden Hardy in the draft, I liked, in the second round. They lost Jalen Brunson. They brought in JaVale McGee. I'd probably give them like a C, C+, C-. Oh, yeah, but they brought in Christian Wood. I'd give it a C+ this offseason. I do think they got a little bit worse, though. Denver Nuggets, I mean, I love bringing in Bruce Brown. They brought back Nikola Jokic. I didn't like the Monte Morris trade for them. I did not like the DeAndre Jordan signing. They'd probably get a C+ for me as well. And they get an A-. I mean, I like Christian Brown. Who was their other draft pick at 30? Forget who it was. But either way, I don't know if this, I mean, KCP... I don't know. Did they get much better this offseason? We'll see. I don't know about an A-. I don't. But I guess if you're putting a lot of stock into this, yeah, then sure. A-. Detroit. So they brought back Bagley. I feel like maybe a little bit of overpay. They gave Kevin Knox a 2-year deal. So I wouldn't say their free agency was great, but their draft really showed, shined out for their offseason. They got a couple second-round picks for taking on Nerlens Noel and Alec Burks. We'll see if they can flip them at one point. I would give the Pistons an A-. Okay, they gave it a B+. They brought in Buddy Boeheim. Okay. Kevin Mill Walker, but they bought him out. Next up, we have the Golden State Warriors, who drafted... who did they draft? I forgot. Patrick Baldwin Jr., yes. And they brought in Ryan Rollins as well. Brought in DiVincenzo on like a $2 million or $9 million deal over 2 years. They brought back Kevon Mooney. They did lose Otto Porter and Gary Payton. Those are kind of the two major subtractions to that team. So B, it's fine with me. Next up, Houston. They brought in Jabari Smith. Love their draft for Tari Eason and Ty Washington. And then they also brought in Boban Marjanovic, Sterling Brown, Trey Burke, Marquise Chris. They lost John Wall and Christian Wood. Brought back Jayshawn Tate. I wasn't a huge fan of the Christian Wood trade, but I think they got Ty Washington out of it. They bought out John Wall. An A seems a little high. I would give it a B+. Next up, we have the Indiana Pacers. I would honestly give them like a B- because they didn't really do too much outside of drafting Benedict Mathurin. Well, they did trade Malcolm Brogdon, but I wouldn't say the return was the greatest thing in the world. They brought back Jalen Smith. I would maybe drop it to a B-. Clippers love their offseason. They re-signed Zubats. They brought back Coffee and Batum. They brought in John Wall. The only thing was losing Hardenstein, I think, will hurt a little bit. They also brought back Robert Covington, yes, and Musa Diabaté they brought in through the draft. Lakers, I didn't mind the Lakers free agency. I actually kind of liked it with Thomas Bryant, who I was a fan of, Lonnie Walker, Juan Toscano Anderson, Max Christie throughout the draft. C-. Lost Malik Monk. I would give it a C or a C+. I think C- is a little harsh for the Lakers, especially if they can get Kyrie, but that is still TBD. Memphis, they brought back Tyus Jones. I did not expect them to do that, but they let, walk. Kyle Anderson. Didn't love their draft with Jake LaRavia and David Roddy. But yeah, I like Kennedy Chandler in the second round. They traded D'Anthony Melton for one of those picks. C's pretty solid with me. I'm okay with being harsh on Memphis. Miami, they get a C-. I mean, losing PJ Tucker hurts, but they brought in Nikola Jovic. They re-signed these guys. I wouldn't say C-. Like, Tucker wasn't going to come back. C+. I think C- is a little harsh. Milwaukee, wow, C- to them. I like Beauchamp for them. I love Joe Ingles signing. I like the contract they gave to Portis Carter and Wesley Matthews. I'd probably give them a B or a B+, honestly. I think they did pretty much all they could with this kind of cap restraints that they have. Minnesota gets a B+. I personally think I would give it a B. It's nice that they were able to keep Wendell Moore. I mean, you did have Rudy Gobert. I mean, okay, if you're saying this, they gave up a lot. They gave up so much. All those draft picks, those, like, Beasley, Beverly, Vanderbilt, not Akoji, Bolmaro, Kessler, all in that trade as well. They gave up a lot for Rudy Gobert. I'd probably give it a B. I'm a little harsh on them for that trade. Next up, we have the Pelicans. I'd give it a B, B+. I mean, you signed Zion. You brought in Dyson Daniels. You brought in E.J. Liddell, one of my favorite second-round picks. I'd give it a B+, I think. New York, they gave a C+ to. Okay, I guess they didn't love the Brunson signing. I love the Hardenstein signing. I'm fine with Kemba, Burks, and Noel going because it frees up playing time for Quentin Grimes, Emmanuel Quickly, Cam Reddish, hopefully, and some of their other young guys. Brought back Mitchell Robinson. I'd give the Knicks a B-. I think C+ is a little harsh as well. Wow, $60 million to Mitch Robinson's an overpay? I don't know. We'll see if there might be a team option on that fourth year. Who knows? Any complaining? This is another ugly Knicks song. Interesting. OKC, A-. I love Chet Holmgren. I wasn't the huge fan of giving up all those picks for Ousmane Dieng. They brought in 2 Jalen Williams. I like the Lou Dort contract. I like them basically getting the 30th pick for JaMychal Green, or getting a future pick for taking on JaMychal Green in the third and giving up the 30th pick. A-. I don't think so. I would do B+. Orlando, B+. Really? I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of the re-signings of Gary Harris. Mo Bamba was cool. Banchero 1 is fine. You know what? B+. Sure. Yeah. I just wouldn't go in the A's. I think the Sixers had a good offseason. I'd give them an A-. They gave them an A. Oh, yeah. Like D'Anthony Melton, Daniel House, PJ Tucker. Huge fans of those additions. The Sixers are going to be much better next year. They could be finals contenders at least. Not favorites, but contenders. Suns get a C. Really haven't done much. Did what they could with their cap restraints. I like the pickups of Damian Lee and Josh Okogie. But we'll see what they do with DeAndre Ayton. Next up, we have the Portland Trailblazers. I love their offseason, actually. Love them getting Gary Payton, Jeremy Grant, and Shaedon Sharpe. Like them re-signing Anthony Simons. Don't mind these subtractions. I wasn't a huge fan of the Nurkic extension, but sometimes you got to do it. 4 years, $70 million. That's what you say about that, but you don't say the Mitch Robinson clear overpay. Kings get a C+. Damn, I actually kind of liked what the Kings did this offseason. Wait, they have Jaden Hardy? No, the Mavs have Jaden Hardy. But either way, I like Keegan Murray a lot. Love Kevin Huerter and Malik Monk additions. Losing these guys really won't hurt them too much. I would have liked if they brought back DiVincenzo, but I see why when they brought in Kevin Huerter. But yeah, I think C+ is a little harsh for them. Also, San Antonio gets an A-. I mean, they traded DeJounte Murray. I love their draft with Shohan, Branham, and Wesley. Yeah, sure. I'm cool with an A-. Raptors B+, bringing in Otto Porter and Koloko. Also re-signing Boucher and Thad Young. Really didn't lose anybody. Think B+ can justify that. Jazz A. Honestly, I think they did so well in the Rudy Gobert trade. I can't give them an A+, so an A would have to do. And then finally with the Wizards, they get a C+. So they really like the Nuggets side of that trade, it looks like, just kind of overall. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what the Wizards can do. I don't think they have the brightest future in the world. But yeah, that is going to be it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy. Drop a like if you did. Let me know down below what you guys think of these grades. And like always, love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.